there should be audio.
If y'all can hear us, tell us.
Give us a shout out.
Tell Casey Massey you can hear us.
Somebody said, "Where's the sound?
Where's the sound?
Where's the beat?"
Now, Obadiah says, there it is. Well, Roddy Evans says, okay. Obadiah says they can hear it on YouTube.
Yeah.
How about Facebook?
Yeah, there is
They can hear.
Facebook.
They can hear. Jessica Jones says they can hear. So, now that you can hear, we can go. Welcome to the Swarmcast, playoff round 2 edition, as we've got an expanded crew here tonight now.
Absolutely.
We got the regular or the irregular suspects. Bryce Young down there, Ryan Davis, Jamie Maters, myself, Randy Young. And then, of course, we are joined tonight by one of the legends of the nest, Sam Brown.
What's up?
Touchdown, Sam Brown, right there. Glad to have him sitting in as we're going to talk about the 2022 team in just a little bit. Get some comparisons with offensive output, which I think you'll be able to contribute to.
Cool.
We will also talk about the Winder Barrow game. Big win for Thomas County Central, 70-6. And we will also talk about Rome and the second round matchup, a rematch of last year's third round game. So before we get a whole lot further, I'll tell you what we probably ought to do. Let's go ahead and talk about Winder Barrow and get that going, because Coach Rogers is supposed to be calling in just a little while. And thank Dairy Queen. Right there.
Dairy
There's another one
Queen.
right there.
Mine's empty tonight, Greg.
Now,
I finished mine off.
Mine and Sam's are in the freezer because we just ate supper just a little while ago. And again, we don't want to cross that line. I'm just saying.
I don't want to throw this out there. I was talking to Greg today, and
strawberry cheesecake, by the way.
Yeah, strawberry cheesecake.
Like a cheese
whatever
quake.
it was. But it was good. They're running a special starting Monday.
Okay.
2 single cheeseburgers, $5.
Okay.
2 double cheeseburgers for $7.
Woo. Okay.
Go out there and sell them out.
And get you a blizzard to go along with it,
Get a blizzard to go with it.
to polish it off, and
To
you'll be good
wash
to go.
it down.
Yep, to wash.
It's selfie worthy. See?
It's good stuff. We appreciate Greg and Dairy
Absolutely.
Queen every single time, guys. You guys are awesome. But a fantastic game from Central, guys. 70-6.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hard to complain. Looked like everything was working very well. Defense playing well. I mean, whenever you've got a running back that gets 150 yards on 3 carries and 3 touchdowns.
It was a great night.
On those 3 carries.
And has them called back, too, right?
Yeah. We had one touchdown sequence, which was really interesting. After we had gotten penalized for the horns, we hit a right at 90-yard touchdown pass to J.B. Watkins. He's wide open.
Play before that, Rayburg had long
Well,
touchdown.
it was Rayburg.
And they got
it.
called back, and then
That's it.
JB caught the same pass over the middle and run the same lane.
Yeah, well, the one with Rayburg, I don't know what happened with Winder Barrow, but there was nobody between him and O'Clock.
Wanda Burrow don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew the play started.
Yeah, maybe so, because honestly, he caught the ball at about the 50 or so, and there was nobody within 30 yards.
Yeah, he was still standing at the 10.
Yep. And anyway, they called that back because of a hold. And then the next play, we hit a slant to J.B. Watkins, the sophomore, and he goes about 94 yards or so and on the next play. But that was kind of indicative of the whole night. I thought we played really, really well.
Yeah. It was solid all the way through. No complaints.
Special teams, too.
Yeah, just
Big
a solid win. Just a solid win. We ended up with 600, right at 630 yards or so-ish, 625, 624. And then
400 at half now. Over 400
Well, it
at
was
half.
56-0 at the half, which is a pretty good night.
Yep.
But Winder Barrow, they just were overmatched, bottom line.
And you said that was the second highest point differential we've ever had in a game?
Yes.
Yeah.
The highest point differential that we have ever had was in 1997 when we beat Westover 73-7.
I think we could achieve that if they really wanted to.
Well, I mean,
depending on how everything looks.
the starters did not take a snap in the second half.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we wanted to achieve it, they could have, I think. But
They about did it with the babies.
Well, I was about to say, you got to be proud of them, too, because arguably this is the best time that they have played since they've come in the second half throughout the year, which they've had plenty of times to do it, which is a good thing. But this is the best they've played in the second half when they come in.
And Coach Rogers, that's what he has said, that he wants the other guys get a chance to play. He don't want to be much fall off. And you could see they got after it now.
Yep. And that's good for the future.
Yep.
I mean, that gives you a pretty good feeling about heading on down the road once we get past this season. But of course, we don't want to get past the season because we're still on a roll.
A little unfinished business.
Yeah, still in there. But what I want to do tonight, while we got Sam here, and I'm glad this works out. I got to thinking about our offensive. We've said all year that our offense has been very impressive and has gotten better as we've gone along. The defense has grown up a lot. But to me, Sam's senior year in 2022 kind of set the watermark that everything else is being measured by. So I went back and pulled the figures, and that offense in 2022, with all the weapons now, because you're talking an offense, I don't know what you do to defend them. In 10 games, now I don't have the playoff games mixed into this. This was just regular season. Picked up 4,591 total yards, right at 8 yards per play, 56 touchdowns. And you're talking Tyler Floyd, Adam Hopkins. Oh, my gosh. Help me out, guys.
Malachi,
of course.
Ricky.
Yep.
Trey.
Yep. Trey
Yep.
Brenton, Ricky Fulton, Sam Brown.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty sporty. But here's what's interesting. If you look at 2023, which was the state championship season, almost 1,000 yards difference between them. The offense in 2023 at the end of the regular season had 3,645 yards.
Wow.
Now, still very balanced. 1,989 rushing yards, 1,656 passing. Now, I think that may have bumped up as we move through the playoffs a little bit. But again, nearly 1,000 yards difference. But here we go to 2024. 4,499, basically 4,500 yards. So between 2022 and 2024, you've got 4,591 yards for 2022, 4,500 yards in 2024. And you think, okay, well, that's pretty close. But here's the difference. The 2022 offense had 576 plays to get that yardage. The 2024 team, 502 plays. So 74 less plays, which means a 9.0 per play average, 9.9 yard per play average compared to the basically 8 yards in 2022. Any way you cut it, though, that's pretty doggone good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty sporty. When you were quarterbacking, who was the one guy you knew you could go to and something was going to happen?
Tyler Floyd, probably.
Yeah. Because and it didn't matter where he was. If he got his hands on the ball, something could happen.
Oh, yeah.
If he got by you, there wasn't no catching him either.
No. Well, to me, you talk about somebody that you could call like a juke master. He would leave people in knots on the field. And whenever you've got a guy like that can just turn people inside out whenever he's running the football.
He liked to juke and jive.
Yeah,
All the kick returns, too.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, especially on kick returns.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
that one play against Housden when he like went to the sideline, did a spin, went all the
came
way.
back around.
That was crazy.
Yep. How's he doing? Have you heard anything from him?
I'm pretty sure he's still up at Peru State with Ricky.
Okay.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't heard, but as long as he's still up there and playing.
Yeah.
When I think of Tyler, to me, he's one of those guys, you hear the guys on television talking about somebody putting their foot in the dirt. Whenever he put his foot in the dirt, it was a sudden direction change. And the defensive guys, there was a play, I think it was against Veterans, where he turned about 3 or 4 guys inside out. Anyway, but a fantastic offense. And I found that interesting, though, that this particular offense, very similar number-wise to 2022, which was a record-setting year, which is Coach Rogers' first year here. But again, about 75 or so less plays, which means this offense has been very efficient.
Been clicking right along.
Yeah.
Tell you though, anytime you can average over 5 yards per play for the whole season, that's really good.
Yeah, no question.
To be 3 or 4 yards over that mark. That's
Does
just crazy.
Sam still hold the passing record?
Yeah. Now, I think
For what, like a season or
it's a
is it
season.
career?
Yeah, it was a season.
What did you end up career-wise?
Career, I don't even know.
See, and that's the problem because the stats, like when Charlie Jr. was playing, they didn't keep a lot of that.
Okay.
Now, we had his senior stats because he was named to so many all-star
That's right.
teams and everything, but he probably had,
Is that
if he had 1,891 his senior year, he probably had 1,700 or so his junior year because, we were just about as effective junior year as
And
we
he
were
was just
senior.
a 2-year starter, wasn't he?
Right, that's right, junior and senior year. What were you saying?
I was just thinking in my head.
Yeah.
all of it.
Well,
what was the original record? I don't even remember what that was.
1981. Yeah, and I
Okay.
think you ended up with over
That's right.
2,000.
That is
Yeah, it's
right.
over 2.
Yeah,
I think
you
it was
ended up
like
with
2-7.
yeah, something like
Because
that.
he broke it with like one more game still to go, I think, or something like that.
Yep.
Now, so where's Jalen
See now,
compared to?
career-wise, see he's got 22-12 this year, and last year had 1656 at the end of the regular season. I can pretty well assure you, career-wise,
Jalen's probably already
Jalen's
ahead,
probably got it.
even over Charlie.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep. Because Junior never had 2,200 passing yards. In fact,
But you started
Junior
under
and
Hens
senior.
last year.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wonder where your stats were.
I need to go back and
that year.
look.
I bet you they were good.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you
they were
had a good
decent.
year.
I remember
They
I
were
had like
good.
18 touchdowns and only 3
Yeah.
picks.
No,
So
you had a
didn't
good
you have
year.
a couple games where you got nicked up a little bit?
It was only the last game.
Okay.
Mhm.
I got hurt after the first quarter.
We
I got you.
reported region stats that year, so we should have. 'em.
Yeah, I'll go back and look.
just-
That's a good question.
I know Jalen. I know Jalen has been very consistent,
Mm-hmm.
and
And is improved.
yep. So I just was wondering where he probably stood. So
It is probably
per
crazy.
year you threw for 2,007 yards.
Yeah.
That was our record.
Yeah.
It's probably crazy for him to sit here hearing us say all this about Jalen because Jalen was just a squirt whenever he
know,
was
man.
playing. He's probably going, Jalen, heck, we used to thump him on the head. I mean, anyway. But I'll go back and look, Sam, because that's actually a really good point. Because again, your junior year was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one.
But I would think that Jalen at this point is probably knocking on the door of whatever career passing yards we might have. So,
Yep.
But anyway, very interesting little comparison there. Coach Rogers is going to be calling a little bit, and we are going to be.
And he should be with he should be up north where it's
Yeah.
really cold.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, those of you that don't know, the team headed out today. At least the
The
starters,
ones. Yep.
the ones, and they are spending the night tonight, I think, in Carrollton, and they're going to do a little walkthrough in the morning, and then head over to Rome. And I will say this: there has been a lot of talk online, and we're not going to get into all the horn stuff, but the football parents are trying to get as many people as possible around that stadium around 5:30 or so. That's okay. That's cool. I'm glad the Rome
I'm
fans,
all about it.
I'm
I'm
glad
all
the
about
Rome fans are watching. That's all good. We are not dissing Rome. I can promise you.
No, I promise that.
There's too much respect there. But I think the football parents are wanting to get all the fans outside the stadium with your horns about 5:15 to 5:30 or so as the team's going through their walkthrough. That's what happened at Marist last year.
Yeah.
If you remember, they walked the field at about 5:30, and there were people already lined up. And when our people that were in line found that out and started blowing the horns, the coaches and all said it sent chills through them because there wasn't anybody in the stadium. But anyway, so that's kind of the plan. But don't take the horns in the stadium. End of story. All the other stuff, have at it, but don't bring your horns. Let's see here what we got. Let's say hello to Rodney Evanson, my good buddy over there in Brooks County, D'Angelo Davis, Jackets versus everybody.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
That's
too.
the next T-shirt, right
Is
there.
somebody bringing fireworks this week?
I don't know.
No, I don't know about all that now. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I don't know about fireworks.
I'm gonna tell you, when we was up in Augusta that night playing Josie, if somebody would have busted a firework off,
Oh,
over,
everybody would have been running.
would have been hitting the exit.
Yeah, everybody would have been heading to the
Ew.
heading home. Is that Coach Rogers? Let's see if we got him here. Good evening, Coach Rogers.
What's going on?
Hey, man, we're all gathered in here. Got touchdown Sam Brown in here with us too.
Big man, my man Sam. I
What
love
up?
it. Hey man, we are calling in live
Okay.
from Old Times Buffet
Hey,
in Columbus, Georgia, baby.
Jamie's about to load up and come up there, Coach. So don't be talking too much about what's on that buffet.
I'm coming.
Let me tell you something right now, man. Fryers and Grill got worked harder on a Thursday night, and they've been working a minute.
I love it.
Hey, okay, Coach. Well, first off, congratulations on the Winder Bear win. Great job, offense, defense, just a complete victory.
Yeah, I just thought we played well. I mean, I thought, sign of a mature team. I've told you this before already. Is when you play to your level and not to the level of competition. I thought our kids did that. I thought they came out and played at a very high level early on, and kind of distanced themselves. And then, when you do that early on, then that logo on the helmet kind of does the rest for you, and you kind of saw that happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Did anybody stand out whenever you were going back and looking through your film? Did anybody stand out on the lines or anything?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody stood out per se. I mean, statistics stood out. That's what it stood out.
Yeah.
Just the statistics that came out of that game was like, I joked around. It was Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl. That generation knows what I'm talking about. It was just crazy.
Well, like
So that's
Deuce.
the biggest thing that's what I'm saying. His statistics. I don't know that his play stood out. I mean, he's done great things all year. And then we had a couple. I mean, we got a speed option look into a double A gap blitz. Well, that's a great play call, and he housed it. And so, if he can get the play started and get him in space, I mean, he just makes things happen.
Yeah, one of the things that's so impressive about him, and we've talked about this, it's almost like he baits guys into thinking that he runs at a certain speed, and then all of a sudden he turns on a gear, and those guys thinking they had him, they just don't.
No, he saves him at a little reserve speed, ready to kind of change speeds and hit that thing. So no,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. But good backs do. Good backs know how to tempo runs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like I always used to tell backs too. This, like, if all it is speed, then we'll just time to 40, and the fastest guy, you're the running back now.
yeah,
There's a lot more that goes to it than that. Like tempo and speed, vision, setting things. I mean, those are all the things that make a great back, and Deuce definitely has those things.
Coach, I was definitely deceptive when I played too.
Still deceptive.
that's it. Emphasis on deceptive.
I'm still good for
Yeah.
one play though. I'm good.
Well,
I believe that.
That's
Baby. I
eligibility.
believe that.
so tell us about Rome. Tell all the fans and everybody what we need to be looking for, what to expect.
Well, they're a good football team. John Reach went up there and built a football team with a South Georgia identity, and they play physical. They really play good defense, year in, year out, and so he's built that thing around the mindsets that's made South Georgia football great. So you're going to get the same thing again. You're going to get a real physical football team that plays with good pad level and plays with great effort. They're going to be a 4 down front, play 2 high structures, but really want to play cover 3. Maurice Freeman would be proud. And a lot of that, the nickel to the field, the linebacker, he is really, really good. Number one, he was there last year playing there, and he's just a dynamic player. I think someone told me he was committed to Alabama. I think he's flipped to Texas. What someone told me, I'm not sure, but I know he can go play ball anywhere he wants to. He's good. He'll be a will inside linebacker probably at college, but a real physical guy. Secondary, the safeties are long. They got good safeties there. Then on offense, they just want to get speed and space. So they're kind of like Tennessee. I know all the Georgia fans just got through watching Tennessee. They're going to spread you out. They're going to get big splits with their receivers to try to create more gaps and places for the run game to bounce. And they got 2 big backs, but they really want to throw that thing to the receivers and get them in space.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll have to tackle well in space.
Now, special teams wise, solid.
Oh yeah, solid football team. I mean, good at this stage of the game, you're not going to play any bad special teams, or they wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And by the way, all the folks watching on Facebook, please share the video on your pages, and that way all the Yellow Jacket fans that don't know that we're on will be able to tune in. So just share it, and we'll be happy to have them join in. Coach, now there's been so much noise, quote unquote, made about the situation with the horns this week, but our fans are going to show up. It's going to be an electric atmosphere, and I'm just excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, without question, it was a crazy little turn of events, at the end of the week and into Friday. But that is what it is. I mean, when things happen, bumps in the road is part of life.
Yep.
And so, but man, just this community is unreal. I was talking to our team on team meeting Tuesday, and telling them just challenge them because I don't take this for granted. I've been in quite a few places in my coaching profession, and everywhere ain't like this. And I'm like, boys, I want you to understand that this ain't normal. I mean, you got a place that's canceling schools so people can make sure to get up here to support you. They're rallying to make sure they've got noisemakers and things like that to support you, and just embracing the whole school and the elementary schools getting involved, which are so cool today when we went and did the parade down there to pick up those noisemakers they made. And so there's no doubt. I mean, our fan base is second to none, zero. I mean, they are the best. And so it'll be exciting. It'll be a great atmosphere. And that's what we want. We just do it because we want to play in great atmospheres. And I hear people all the time talk about, well, what about these boys when they go to college? What about these boys when they go to college? How are they going to handle it when they go to college? What about the boys that ain't going to college?
Yep.
You know, we don't talk about them. What about those boys? I mean, don't they deserve to be able to experience that and experience big-time atmospheres? Those are the things you remember.
Yep.
And so I just hope that we keep the passion in Georgia football.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any question that it'll be a very passionate fan base. Our guys are going to show up, and what you just mentioned a moment ago, we just put a picture up of you guys walking through hand in hand, high-fiving all the little guys over there.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, well, the whole thing has kind of turned into a rallying point, Coach, because all those little guys down there, the bottles that we had the picture of there just a second ago, they made all that stuff. I mean, you're talking about the little yellow jackets.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And so this is homegrown and homemade, and to me, that's what makes it so awesome. I mean, is that every one of those little shaker bottles, man, has got a county kid that was involved in preparing it and making it. It was a county person that donated it.
Yep.
And so I just think that's so cool. And it's going to be a great night. I mean, their fan base is a passionate fan base. Obviously, to use, I think, what are your terms? What do you always like to say? They got a what's under the saddle?
A burr under the saddle.
A burr under the saddle. I couldn't remember the burr. They got their burr under their saddle, right?
Yeah, I get it.
And so they definitely got an axe to grind. So we got to make sure we make it personal, because this day show personal to them.
Yep.
And if we don't, then they'll have that little edge on us. So we've talked about that with our football team all week. We've had a couple teams this year that it was personal, and so they wanted a revenge on us, and so we got to make sure that we're up to that emotion and passion early on.
Brian,
Coach, I was just looking through Rome like early in the season and stuff, and I noticed, I guess at some point during the season they had a quarterback change. I'm assuming, I don't know if it had anything to do with that wreck or what, because I noticed early in the season they were more of a deep ball threat. They don't seem like they're throwing it as deep now. I don't know if that has to do with that quarterback change or not.
No, they still are. But yeah, the quarterback, they played a couple different quarterbacks early on and was kind of rotating them out. And then they've settled on number 3 the last, I don't know, probably 5 games that he's primarily been the guy. He does a really good job of keeping plays alive. We'll have to do it. Yeah, sophomore. Going to be a good player now. He scrambles real well, and the receivers break off. And that's one thing that concerns me a little bit, just making sure we make sure we stay in coverage as he's scrambling. Don't convert up yet, because he does a good job of keeping his eyes downfield. But you're right. I mean, they had 2 different quarterbacks they were playing, and then settled on this guy. And he does a good job. Now he's not quite as good as the one they had last year. The one they had last year was dang good.
Yeah, he was.
And this young man's going to be dang good. But hopefully this big atmosphere, and we can get some pressure on him and kind of rattle him early. Because I promise you, he ain't played in front of a crowd. He about to play in front of.
You're right, Jamie. You got something?
I just, Coach, I was going to ask you, is everybody healthy, or how we looking as far as that goes? I know we had a couple bumps and bruises, and it's that time of year, I guess.
It is. I mean, you got some soft tissue stuff, nothing major that keep you out. You still had a kid get banged up a little bit at practice. He'll still kind of see. We've been doing a lot of rehab with him. We'll see how he feels. He's going to go, and we'll just see if it hurts him tonight. We'll leave it at that. But that's just part of it right now at this time of the year. I mean, you're going into, what is this, game 12?
Yep.
And so I think we're in really good shape considering.
Awesome.
All right, Coach. Well, I'm not going to let you get run over out in the parking lot of the buffet. So
that was the
you
whole.
Hear? No, we're out here now. They're walking out, loading up. We're getting the last guys loaded up now. Old times told us we'd have to pay again if we kept eating. And so I said, that's enough, boys. We got to go.
I thought somebody was honking the horn at you as a tribute there, possibly. See?
No doubt. Some of the boys, when we told them we was coming up here, they said, which buffet are we going to? And I was like, what does that matter? We want to research what they got. I mean, they were preparing ahead of time. I like the prepper. I like that they think about preparing, right?
Yeah, I can tell you, Eli Majors has been trained on that front. I can promise you.
And so he's so now we're loaded up now, and we're about to head up to Carrollton, and so we'll finish up there. We'll stay in the hotel tonight at Carrollton. We'll get up in the morning. Joey King and Carrollton High has been so nice. They were the same way last year, and they're gonna let us go over there and use their indoor in the morning. And so we'll get a good walkthrough and practice in the morning about 9:30. Go back to the hotel and eat lunch and do a late checkout. And that's when the other boys will meet us at the hotel tomorrow about 2:45. And then we'll all go eat our pregame meal at Cracker Barrel in Bremen. And then we'll head to Rome and it's on like Donkey Kong.
Hey, well, listen, before I let you go, I know you want to say something to the Jacket Nation that's watching. What do you want to say to the fans?
We need you there loud and proud, but I have no doubt you're going to be there. I mean, I just do what you do. I mean, that's literally, we always talk about, for us with our football team, you ain't got to be more than who you are. Just be your best version of you. And if our fans continue to be who they are and be the best version of them, we're going to win that. We're going to win that battle.
Right. All right, Coach. Hey, have a good night up there. We'll see you in the stadium tomorrow. Y'all be careful.
All right. Appreciate you. Go Jackets.
Amen. Now, he sounds like he's ready.
Oh, he's ready. I promise he's ready.
Let's thank Dairy Queen one more time, guys.
Absolutely.
Great.
Go down there and get you a strawberry cheesecake blizzard. They're as good as advertised.
How much of yours is left, Casey? Just out of curiosity.
The trash can. It's
I thought
gone.
so.
It didn't take mine long either, Casey.
Hey, I found some stats.
And hey to Mike Lowry again. And by the way, if you're watching on Facebook, share the video, please. Just share the video on your page, and let's get all the Yellow Jackets on here watching it. Go ahead.
So Sam's senior year, he ended up with 2,220 passing yards.
Okay.
Jalen so far this year is at 2,134. Let's see. Career total, Sam's at 3,094.
Okay.
With hold on. Go back here.
So
Yeah, 3,094, and then Jalen's at 3,928.
Is that on the Max Preps one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that right or no? No?
I don't think, because I looked at that like a month ago or something.
It may not be.
I'll check.
Bored.
I'll go back and double check. I can probably pull those up. I know we've got them.
Well, we should have the individual stats too, because we had those
Yeah.
whenever we moved into this region, which was
2022.
yeah, and so that should be there.
Yeah. I'll check. But so Sam's senior year, though, what did you say his total was? 23 what?
2220 is what it shows.
2220. Okay. So Jalen is now that's not all Jalen, because I think Roundtree's hit a couple of passes too, but he's around 2150 probably or so.
2134.
2134 is what he got right now?
Yes.
Jalen? Okay. So he's
what Max Preps has.
Right.
Okay. We'll double check that. So he's in the neighborhood. And again,
But we all know how that site is. Sometimes it could be right.
that's
sometimes
oh my
it's wrong.
gosh, absolutely.
So-
Yeah, well, I stopped
Well,
trusting him.
it's like the Wikipedia of football sources, because
Yeah.
anybody can
I
edit.
mean, it's
whatever.
the only thing you got.
No, it
though.
is. It's the only platform. I agree.
So I tell you what, let's do. Let's go ahead, Casey, and run the scouting video of Rome. And what you're going to be seeing here are 3 of their games, the highlights between Rome and several different teams. And we'll go through what Rome has done and what they've done against particular teams. The Wolves will come into this ball game. They are averaging 43.2 points per game. They're giving up 13.3, 29.9 scoring differential. They went 4-2 against playoff teams. They lost to Carrollton 44-22. They lost to Toombs County, which is a single A school, 33-29. And then the teams in their region, they defeated East Paulding 27-7, Villarica 28-13, New Manchester 35-17, and of course last week they defeated Glen Academy 49-14. Go ahead.
When you're looking at that 4-2 though, that 4-2 against playoff teams, they're actually only 3-2 against teams with a better than 500 record.
Okay.
Yeah, at 4-2, you got one team that had less than a 500 that made it to the playoff. So, and we're 6-1.
Okay. And the quarterback that Coach is talking about is number 3 for them, Aiden McPherson. And he is a dual threat guy, has a real good presence about him. And again, a sophomore. And you can see him running the ball right here. He's pretty sporty, very physical, and doesn't look like a sophomore on the field. That's the bottom line. Carries himself very maturely. The 2 big running backs that they've got, very, very physical line of scrimmage, which is exactly what you would expect to see from a Rome team. And that's one of the things that stands out to me, Brian, from last year. Their lines of scrimmage were, it was one of the few teams that we saw that I felt like was equal or better than us.
Yeah, they were very commanding at the front. I mean, they had the size to kind of manage anybody. Now you see right here, Rome. That is actually East Paulding. That's the number 2 seed from that region, and they will play Lee County this week.
Hey, you want me to tell you something I noticed here too? Watching this, watch the lines right here, offensive lines. Well, not so much there. That's pass protection, but when they just called that run and play 2 plays ago, there was multiple yards downfield the whole line. So I think, if they have some disruption back there, I think you have,
Yep.
you can cause havoc and get
What-
the game in your favor pretty quick, though. Because, you never know how they're going to react whenever they're trying to run all on top of each other.
Right.
If you can get back there, which I like my chances, with my linebackers and defensive line getting back there.
They lost some of their offensive linemen from last year, and they're not quite as big as they were, but I think kind of like we have talked, Jamie, about our defensive line, I think they have traded a little bit of size for some speed and quickness. They come off the ball really fast.
Yeah. Compared to last year now, wasn't they a big-time senior
What they had
laden team?
Yes,
Yeah.
big time. And this year, some new faces, but more of the same. And they're running the same offense. The only thing that has changed is they're not the deep threat guys that they were last year. Because if you remember, Jamie, they would wing it down the field. Again,
Oh, yeah.
quarterback was a guy who could get it down the field. And not that this quarterback or their new quarterbacks
Right.
can't, but they haven't been as
Effective.
or willing to throw it deep. They're trying to get guys, and I think as Coach Rogers said, as you saw right there, about a 15-yarder or so, trying to get one-on-ones with folks and get folks in space. And that's what they do. And it's been very effective. After their first 2 losses, you got to remember, too, and to me, those first 2 losses, guys, kind of come with an asterisk because they had
the
that
preseason.
Yeah,
deal.
they had that accident in the preseason. I don't know if you heard about this, Sam, but they had a preseason game, I want to say with Rockmart or Cedartown or somebody like that. But anyway, on the way back from that thing, a drunk driver swiped 2 of their buses, and one of them rolled like 4 times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the offensive
Yep.
bus.
Yep. And I think they had to cancel their opening game.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who that was against, but they had to cancel their opening game. So their first game of the season.
Yeah, their first game was supposed to be played in
the Corky Kell.
Corky Kell.
Yep, that's right. So their first game was against Carrollton. Welcome to the season, guys.
And the other only loss was at the beginning, too. I don't know if it was the second game.
It was
or
Toombs
the
County, the
third.
second game.
Yeah.
Toombs County. And
Well, I mean, that can all be wrapped up in that one big deal.
I
You know,
totally agree. But let me tell you something now. Toombs County's for real. You go on and look at some of their tape. They are
Are they
good
still
looking.
undefeated or did they lose one?
No, they're right.
I
They
think
were-
they lost. They Savannah Christian beat them.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they're really good.
Yeah,
they're really
Because
good.
they were in that region that had the Savannah Christian. Savannah Christian rotates out.
Yep. And here's a
Yeah.
93-yard touchdown pass that they hit. Again, I think this is Kennesaw. I believe it's who they're playing.
No DB around him.
Big wide receivers and large tight ends too. So it's just a physical team, and that's what the focus is, I think, with their entire program. And to me, that's what Coach Rogers was talking about a moment ago. This team, unlike a lot of the teams that you will see coming from North Georgia, this team is built like a South Georgia team.
Yep.
That they want to come at you physically.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen tomorrow night as far as our DBs and secondary back there because
This is them in white, by the way.
every game this year, we thought they needed to step up for it to be a key part in us to win. They have and stood out. So I'm
Yep.
curious to see how it's going to happen because obviously here, they like to throw the ball
Yep.
medium to long.
And D'Angelo Davis is making the point that their region overall may not have been as strong, but as what we've seen, and I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
When you start comparing apples to apples, now of course Thomas County Central comes in averaging 51.5 points per game, which is number 2 in the state behind Lee County just by a couple of points, giving up 14 points per game on defense, a scoring differential of 37.46. Thomas County Central 7-1 against playoff teams. Monroe 54-7, Cairo 44-14, Florida High, which is still alive, down in Tallahassee 63-28, Thomasville 48-10, lost to Lee County 35-23, defeated Houston 41-31, defeated Coffee 38-7, and of course defeated Winder Barrow last week 70-6. But I don't think anybody is going to argue with the fact that the schedule out of this region is about as tough as you're going to find. Period.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Game in, game out.
That being said, Rome pretty much had the exact same schedule last year. They play Carrollton every year. That's their rival. And they played us as tough as anybody else did last year.
Absolutely.
I mean, so, and like I said, you can kind of, it's like comparing apples with oranges. You know, you just take it what it is. And, you know, you're going to hit a good football team, and that's just what
no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. It's one of those things where, as Coach Rogers is so good about saying, there's going to be 5 or 6 plays through the course of the game, one way or the other, that'll swing it. And just depends on who makes those plays.
Yeah. But to your point about defensive backs, I think where the game may be determined is going to be open field tackles taking away their space, which will limit their offensive production, I think.
Well, and one thing about it, too, as good as our secondary was last year, I think our secondary is better this year.
I agree.
Overall.
Yeah, I think so, too. I was saying, if you can get a defensive push in their backfield, that's going to make them throw the ball quick. If DBs are quick on the ball and can stick with their man, it's going to make it real hard because they're not going to be able to do anything, essentially, if you can do that. But, I mean, you could say that's a factor to win in any football game played.
Yep, right.
But,
so let's go through some of the results from last week, guys. And, Casey, if you've got the 5A bracket that you can throw up there. And, again, you guys watching on Facebook, share the video. Share it on your page so that all the Yellow Jackets can join in. Coffee County defeated Jackson 31-7, Brunswick 43-13 over Villarica. Sequoia, this was, to me, one of the upsets of the week, although Sequoia was a number 2 team and Gainesville was a number 3 team. Sequoia defeated Gainesville 38-28. Gainesville had a handful of turnovers in that game, of course. That's always a good way to lose a game. Woodward came back. They were losing this game against Lovejoy right up until the very end and ended up winning at 21-20. Of course, Thomas County Central 70-6 over Winder Barrow. Rome 49-17 over Glen Academy. Then Roswell took out River Ridge 41-31. Hughes 58-35 against Dunwoody. Noonan shut out Tri-Cities 42-0. Sprayberry 27-14 over Lanier. East Paulding 51-14 over Effingham. Lee County 47-7 over Habersham Central. Dutchtown 48-14 over Decatur. Milton 42-7 over Woodstock. Lakeside Evans 40-7 over New Manchester. And Houston County 69-48 over Clark Central. So, Lauren Maxwell, the guy who does the Maxwell ratings for the AJC, he does his picks every week, runs all the games through the computers. And this is what he has prognosticated for this week's games. Now, again, this
sounds good.
This doesn't mean anything, but it's at least something.
An indication.
Yes. Coffee at Brunswick, Coffee favored by 8 points. Houston County at Lakeside Evans, Houston by 7. Hughes against Roswell. Hughes is favored by 1. Now, of course, those of you who know, have followed what's going on, the coin toss for the quarterfinals has already happened, and the southernmost or the bottom of the bracket is hosting. So that means it doesn't matter who wins between Roswell and Hughes. If you're able to get past Rome tomorrow night, you're on the road again next week. Lee County against East Paulding. Lee County favored by 32. Milton and Dutchtown. Milton by 42. Sequoia at Woodward. Sequoia is favored by 4. Sprayberry at versus Noonan. Sprayberry's picked by 8. And Thomas County Central at Rome. Thomas County Central is picked by 19, which is a little bit of a surprise. Brian?
What was the Brunswick one?
Brunswick, Coffee is favored by 8.
Okay.
And that's Coffee at Brunswick.
That Noonan Sprayberry, that's the one. I think if there's going to be an upset, that one right here could be good.
Okay.
What, Noonan?
I do.
So that's a look at the bracket. So you get past this one, and regardless of what happens with Hughes and Roswell, you will be on the road the following week. Now, let me say this: if we got any Coffee County fans, that's easy for me to say. Coffee cans, we are your biggest fans. Because as long as you guys keep winning, if we could both get to the semis, you're coming back down here to the Jackets Nest as a number 3 team.
I like it.
Or, I mean, if the Sequoia Chiefs are able to win, I mean, there's a like-seeded team that goes to a coin toss, quote unquote. But
I think
quote unquote.
I think there's a good chance for Sequoia to make it there. I do.
At least to the next round. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I do.
You think
I
they're
hear
going to
you
get the
there.
semis?
I think so.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think so.
So anyway, that is a look at the game and all of the peripherals around it. I think we're in good shape heading into it. Just looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. Let's see here. We'll say hey to Kyle Massey and Miss
This
Elaine.
last night.
Last night in
Last night.
at
baby.
Wolfman's, they go to rehab tomorrow and home in 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Now,
So-
is the rehab down there? Or is
Yeah,
it-
they're
okay,
doing it in Jacksonville.
Okay.
There's a Brooks rehab facility down there.
I got you.
And we're talking about Kyle,
Yeah, that's
Casey's
Kyle.
brother, who had open heart surgery a handful of weeks ago, but is on the mend.
Then a
Yep.
whole lot of other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to my family.
Yeah, y'all had a heck of a time of it. But at least, again, it
Hey.
sounds like
They were going the right way.
there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not another train.
I mean,
so
it's a little dim. It's dim, but it's getting
that's
brighter.
okay. That's all right. So, Sam, let me ask you a question. As a player, what do you have to do to get your mindset to go on the road and play a big game? Is it totally different than playing at home? Or just take care of your business?
Yeah, I think you just got to go in there and just make sure that you don't like try to do too much. Like
Right.
just play the game and like don't try to force stuff. Just let the game come to you, honestly.
Right.
Because I know a couple times, like I remember when we were playing Tifton and I was like, oh, I can throw a touchdown this play to Tyler, and I ended up forcing it and I threw a pick, and then the game started to like the momentum kind of shifted. So
Right.
like basically my point is just play the game and just like
Don't force it.
don't force it.
Just take
Makes
what
sense.
they give you,
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I'm the one that had to call that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
Randy was
right.
like, "Hey, bro, you just call this one. It'll be."
Yeah.
Oh, it's
wow.
awesome.
Here we
boy.
go.
Yeah,
And then he's like, "Hey, just call the Florida State High School this one this year.
Yeah,
It'll be
that-
fine."
Yeah.
It's all over the darn place. But I've wondered about that from a player's standpoint because I've heard certain players say they embraced that going on the road thing. Because
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, it's like not different.
not a big factor.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like after the first couple plays, I'm not nervous or
There you
anything
go.
anymore. And if you get hit, then you're locked in. So
Yeah, that's what Coach Rogers says too. He says after the first 2 or 3 minutes, then it turns into a football game.
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the emotions are part of what carries everything to start with, which I get.
Yeah.
We do have some other sports that we need to talk about. First off, you want to tell us about JV? I've got it right here. If you want to talk about that, the JV flag football team.
Oh, so it wasn't last week. It was week 4. We had the JV area championship tournament. Basically, it was a 1 versus 4 seed, 2 versus 3 seed. The 2 winners play in the championship. We won our first game against Valdosta, took care of business. We wound up getting into the championship game against Lowndes County. And game 1 against Valdosta, 27, Lexi Fries completed 67 passes for 35 yards and a touchdown. Number 2, Komai Yearby went 2 for 3 for 10 yards. Ava Bishop contributed with 6 receptions for 21 yards. And Katie Parkinson added a 6-yard touchdown reception. In the championship game, TCC faced Lowndes, who had defeated Colquitt in the semifinal. The Yellow Jackets defense delivered a stellar performance against the Vikings. Mae Harrison led the defense with 7 tackles and 4 passes defended. The team combined for 24 tackles and 8 passes defended. Komai Yearby made a game-changing play with a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown. The
Okay.
game's only score. TCC secured the JV championship title with a 7-0 victory.
How
And
about
so
that?
right there is as impressive. You get your first year,
Mhm.
mind you, and you win a championship with the JV. Mind. The future's bright, and we're only in year 1 of this program.
That's right.
And the varsity girls have been very competitive.
Yes, and
Yes.
they're actually in going. Is it to Pope? I
Yeah,
believe
going to Pope.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you
Open gift.
for your blessing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Needed that.
And so that's actually, I believe, in the playoffs.
Rookie season, get us a championship at the middle school level.
Well, I think
Or-
my goal
My
is for us just to call it all in one day. We're already up there.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Call the flag,
be
and then we
awesome.
can And
I'm
let's-
good.
Yeah, let's do that.
That would be awesome. And let me point this out. And I think I mentioned this to Brian. Kwamaya Yearby, who has, as her name's mentioned several times here, I do believe that Johnny Yearby, who was inducted into the Hall of
Ah.
Fame, and I think is his granddaughter.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the bloodlines keep going, man. I'm just
Hey.
telling you. That's awesome.
You don't have to look far.
No,
Mm.
no.
One of them pops up here and there all the time.
Let's congratulate the esports program. They are in postseason now. 3 squads in the playoffs, both playing top 32. Mario Kart was against Toombs County. They won, so they will move on now into the round of 16. Captain Laney Woodfin, Royson Thompson, Kyle Davis, Kyron McClendon, and Parker Strickland. And then NBA 2K, Matthew Lammons won this afternoon against Towers, so he will move on as well. Jaden Knight was competing this afternoon, but came up a little bit short. But congratulations to all those esports folks.
That's crazy to me. We got all that stuff
Yeah.
now, isn't it? That's crazy.
I'd definitely be at
There's a
Mario
sport
Kart,
for
dude.
everybody.
Jamie there with the steering wheel with the Wii stick in it.
Oh, yeah.
I will never forget Sam Holland when he was the athletic director walking in and saying, we need to do a promo video about esports. And I went, what is that? And he said, well, we're going to start having esports. It's video games. And I went, Coach, what? He said, Randy, you don't understand. This thing is huge.
It is. It's very big.
And he showed me a video from the University of Georgia where the University of Georgia's esports team was playing South Carolina and Tennessee.
Yeah.
There were 18,000 people
Yeah.
who paid $20 a head to sit there and watch the video screens to watch them play video games.
It's amazing.
It's entertaining. I guess.
Seriously, I mean,
I mean, these schools have full blown arenas.
yeah, I know.
That the kids are in the middle, facing each other, and then they're
It's just
So,
really cool.
welcome to a nerd. Full Sail has one, and I mean they've got all their audio. I mean they have speakers, full blown audio from all the players, video cameras going. I mean they live stream these things.
That's
and
awesome.
It's
That's awesome.
insane.
Yep. So congratulations to Mark Thompson. Mark, of course, is the coach for
Does
the
a great
esports
job
team.
with them.
Yep. And basketball season has started.
Absolutely.
Now, I do not have the boys info, but I do have the girls info. This team has no seniors. I've never heard of that. 6 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 6 freshmen.
Okay.
And Coach Madison said that when they start to understand what we want and our chemistry comes together, they're going to be good. Having to play the young ladies a lot. Really love the team. Challenge for him and the coaching staff. They're excited and ready. They have played a couple of games and the record's 1-1. They beat Worth County and lost to Bainbridge, but you're talking a bunch of babies.
That's right.
And again, very competitive.
Boys basketball is undefeated 3-0.
Whoa.
That's
Yep.
what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
they're having a great year so far.
Okay.
They defeated Bainbridge the other night.
Awesome.
And and Bainbridge usually pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the girls, their next game is next week on the 25th on Monday, and then Tuesday at Lowndes. The Charles Cooper Invitational game time is 3:30. Game time Tuesday is 12:30. He did want us to mention that on Saturday, December the 7th, Thomasville will be coming to
Our place.
our place.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, the girls' game will be at 2, and the boys will be at 3:30. So that should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And congratulations, though. Doggone, I didn't realize the boys were
Yeah.
that's kicking butt and taking names.
Yep, they play in a tournament. Looks like on the 30th of this month, and then on the 7th as well.
Hey,
it's-
who
it's
have we
7:30.
played? I know we've played Worth.
We played Worth, Bainbridge, and then a academy down in Tallahassee. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Community Leadership Academy Lions.
I
Okay.
wonder where that was coming from.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know where they're located, but there's some. I think they're actually located inside, like one of the college prep schools down there,
Okay.
and so that's what it's through.
I got you.
Kenneth Hurst is asking if any basketball or any football players on the basketball team. There will be some that will be crossing over. to
I
play.
know there's 2 for sure. There may be 3. I can't remember
Yeah.
off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
And Travis Brooks was saying that as a player, you remember Travis, linebacker for us, number 40. He said he loved playing on the road. So anyway, but then I want to share this: the 8th grade girls basketball team, record of 5-3. They have 2 big region games coming up. They will play Lowndes Middle on December 2nd, and then home against Valdosta Middle at home on December 5th. They will play McIntyre Park at home on December 10th. And the coaches there said they would love to have some folks come out and scream for those girls. Their playoffs, believe it or not, will start on December the 12th. So their season will be, I mean,
Wow.
they're right in the middle of it, sounds like.
No.
I know,
Yep.
it's like that. It's crazy.
I do know Saturday we have a cheer competition here at the high school.
Is it the game day
game
cheer?
day cheer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Starts at 8 a.m.
What that'll be
Wait a
that's-
minute.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How's our cheerleaders pulling that off?
They will be coming home, sleeping, and then being right back
Oh,
here
my.
I
in the
don't know
morning.
about the sleeping part.
Now, now-
I'd sleep on that track.
now you know there's if I'm right, I think our cheerleaders that cheer basketball season and the ones that cheer football season, ain't that two different squads?
There
It
there
is,
a different
but
Mhm.
a lot of them are multi-squad.
For the
Okay.
competition
Some
one?
of-
Awesome.
Well, like Sophie Graham, she made all of them.
Okay.
She made basketball,
Football.
competition cheer, and football. So
Okay.
there's several of them that do
A lot of the football,
of football
cheerleaders are
games.
on the competition
on the competition team.
historically too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I say that.
Well,
So
hey,
that'll be a
Mm.
busy
That'd
weekend
be-
for them.
woo,
you ain't kidding.
you ain't kidding.
Good luck to our cheerleaders.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Hey, there's plenty of time to sleep.
They'll sleep on the bus. I
You
would
can
hope
sleep-
they sleep on the bus on the way home.
Sleep after the competition too. Daggum, you can always catch up on your sleep. So,
Absolutely.
Bryce, what are our pick'em games? this
Yeah,
week?
what happened last week, bud?
All right, let's see.
I
was
don't
not
know if
prepared- I was
I
not
even know
prepared
if
for
I
that.
want to know.
And we,
All right.
we can make Sam a guest picker if you want to. Just
Yeah,
you're not going to be not going to be any less clueless than the rest of us. So
Yeah.
trust me.
All right, so me and Randy went 4-1, and Ryan, Jamie, y'all went 3-2, and then
Okay.
Casey, you went 3-2.
Well, you know, you
Hey,
got to go
Casey.
out.
Hey,
You got to go on the limb sometime. Man.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't pick them right
Just,
every
just
time.
don't go on the same limb I go on. They usually have some bad choice.
Yeah, you fall and hit the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
All right. I will do coffee at Brunswick.
Okay.
Coffee's 9-2. Brunswick's 10-1. I assume y'all ready to go already, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, absolutely. We can jump on it.
Coffee. Jamie's got coffee.
And
Need
it
some
ain't, it's not
coffee.
decaf, is what you're
No,
saying.
it's full black.
There you go. It's strong.
Strong.
I gotta pick Coffee County.
Coffee.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
region. I mean,
Coffee.
defending state champion.
We got 3 cups of coffee.
Brian, you with me or what you doing?
3 cups of Joe. Is that what they call it?
3
Joe?
cups of Joe.
Because I'm taking Brunswick.
My aunt,
Stu?
my aunt retired as
right.
a teacher for Brunswick, so I'm gonna pick the Pirates.
We got stew versus coffee.
Breakfast of champions.
It'll be hot, guaranteed.
Well, to me, the difference there is again that region schedule that Coffee has seen and that Brunswick has seen.
Yeah, but
seen.
Brunswick can
Yep.
score a lot.
Mhm.
They can,
And that,
but
But
they might
against
not have
Coffee,
seen
no.
that.
you're right.
Coffee's
but
pretty sporty.
if they get,
I ain't talking
that's,
about
that's
that.
just what I'm.
He's
I'm
already-
with you. I'm with
He's
you.
already picked
No,
Brunswick.
I mean, they're
Brunswick this year has not allowed a lot of points
Right.
either.
They're-
So there's a possibility there.
They're
Brunswick's 10-1.
yeah,
Yep.
So-
region champions too.
Yeah, they're great.
All right. 10-1 Collins Hill at 8-3 Colquitt County.
Mm. Golly.
I don't like to pick against the Hogs. Collins Hill's good,
I don't either, but
but I'm going Collins
I
Hill.
think I'm gonna follow suit there too.
Collinsville, yeah, probably that.
I'm going Colquitt.
Okay.
Packers are playing really good of late. That all those babies that they have on offense, including a freshman quarterback, they've grown up,
Oh yeah,
and they're playing at the Hog Pen, and that should be worth a touchdown. So I'm going Colquitt, but very justifiable. Collins Hill is a fantastic man. That 6A, brutal.
Mm-hmm.
that's where Milton should be,
Yeah, well,
along with the brutality.
yeah.
Casey,
Colquitt.
did you want to pick? Okay.
Yeah, Colquitt.
What are you taking in the coffee game?
Coffee.
Who you picking, Brian?
Colquitt County.
Colquitt. Bryce, who you picking?
I'm taking Collins Hill.
Yes, sir.
Right, so most are leaning toward.
What is the
Collins Hill.
Collins Hill? What is that?
Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yep.
Is it here or
That's where
there?
Travis Hunter.
It's in
Travis
Concord.
Hunter
It's in
played.
Moultrie.
So
Yeah,
that'll
that's
be,
where the
yeah,
trap
that'll
was.
be
That's what I'm saying.
The Heisman.
He should win it.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Hunter. That's where he played.
He
Was
played at
Collins Hill?
Collinsville.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he's the best player in America. No question. Travis Hunter.
You want to start that? Okay. Overall.
He hadn't played in the SEC though.
No, he is not.
Overall, yes, but man, it's hard, it's going to be hard to take it away from that running back at Boise State, Genty.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's good.
And
good,
it's
man.
just
he don't play in the SEC either.
But
no, but I mean,
Travis
Yar-
Hunter's got the PR battle won.
yeah,
And that's about
I
half
agree.
of it.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a big.
You
part
looking
of
at
it.
6A?
Well, I think going both ways should play some part in it too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, he averages 130 plays
Right.
a game.
Yeah, it doesn't take a play off.
That running back ain't out there defending and making
No.
tackles.
No.
And
To
so
get off on
I think there needs to be some weight in that.
To
He
get off
might
on
could.
to get off on
Yeah,
a tangent.
maybe that's what they need to do. But
Or what side of the ball do you think he's best at? I think he's best at corner. That's
I do
my
too.
opinion.
I think
Absolutely.
Travis
Corner.
Hunter, the
I agree.
defender,
I
could
would-
defend the wide receiver Travis Hunter. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's ask the quarterback who he wants to throw.
Would you rather throw to or throw against?
I'd rather throw it to him.
Yeah.
Triple cover.
But
I'm
that's
telling you,
Sam,
man,
though.
he gets everything. Everything
Sam
that's
ain't-
around him.
Sam ain't lacking for confidence, so I'm just saying that's Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think his future in the NFL is going to be on the defense.
I do
If
too.
it's
I
on
got
the
you.
ball.
Which I've heard him make the comment that they're going to attempt to do a limited both sides of the ball in the NFL where he goes, but like very
I can see
limited on
that.
one side of the ball, like
can see
maybe
that.
15 plays a game.
Yeah.
He's kind of a supercharged Adam Hopkins. Whenever I watch him,
Oh,
play.
yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
that.
very
low-key.
similar.
Yeah.
Very similar.
But in the NFL, there's no way he's going to
Yeah,
do
those
it
are
full
grown
time like
men.
he's doing now.
The health thing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Durability. How's Adam doing? Have you heard from him?
All I know is he's at Charlotte.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Which Biff Poggi just lost his job, so there may be some changes there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched him play. I watched Adam play. He was on TV one night a couple weeks ago, and was able to watch him.
Did he play?
And he played.
Okay,
yeah, he
cool.
was playing.
Was he receiver?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Sure was.
All right, so we'll continue with the picks. Sorry about that. I'd start out. All right, 7-4 Houston County at 10-1 Lakeside.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know who Lakeside
hold on.
is.
Strike that. Hold on. It wasn't. I didn't see. I watched Tykeem play.
Oh, Tykeem.
I'm sorry. I had him mixed
Kennesaw.
up. Yeah,
Kennesaw.
Kennesaw. And
Okay.
he was playing wide receiver.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm sorry.
They lost their coach
I did
too.
not see
Yeah,
Adam
yeah. I'm
play.
about to say.
Yeah, their coach
bad.
resigned.
It's
It-
okay.
Did y'all see that basically every
Mm.
NCAA team that had the mascot of an owl lost their head coach within like a week span?
Really? Temple?
Temple fired.
What a hoot.
FAU fired.
What the heck?
Yep.
Comedians out of
Hooty
work. We got Casey and Sam.
You said
7-4 Houston at 10-1 Lakeside.
And
I'm pulling up
Obadiah,
Lakeside.
Obadiah, tell me what time everybody's supposed to report because I don't know. Nobody said anything to
they're
me.
leaving at 12. They need to probably at least be there by 11:30. I would say.
What on the fan
Yep.
bus?
Yep.
Yes.
I highly
Oh, yeah.
recommend there be there by 11 or 10:30 before that parking lot gets full.
Yeah,
people.
you're right. It will.
Yeah, it will fill up fast.
I am going Houston.
All right, do you want to know who,
Hold
who all
on.
they
You
beat
said
and stuff?
Hoko and who?
Lakeside Evans
Lakeside.
from Augusta.
So Lakeside lost to Brunswick.
I'm going.
To the
How
Brun
much?
Daddy.
Okay.
They've-
That's the number 2 out of that
Let's
region.
see, they've beat Glen Academy, Evans,
What was
South
the score in
Effingham.
the Glen Academy game?
28-14, and I think that may give you your answer
Houston
of who you're
County.
going to pick.
28-14. They beat Glen
Yes.
and
Lost to Brunswick
And
34-61.
and Rome
Glen
beat them 49-17.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Listen to the Brunswick one. They lost 34-61 against Brunswick. That's playing coffee.
Yeah. I
I'm taking Houston.
Houston
Yeah.
County.
Yeah.
I'm making a house call here.
Houston.
I think that's
House
unanimous.
Yeah.
You got AJ Hill against that bunch. That Houston.
And
County.
Lakeside
It'll be a fun
Evans
game.
may score, but they're not going to outscore
No.
Houston.
Well, and that's the thing about it. You tell me last week that Clark Central scores 48 against
Well, now,
Houston. I'm going, well, they have a shot. Well, Houston scores 69.
Right.
but here's the thing: is over the years, Clark who do they play?
Clark Central.
Clark Central's had way better runs, and they've been tougher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Lakeside Evans and
Yeah.
them regions up there they've been hit or miss.
Jay Dennis says, beat Rome, baby.
What is it?
Jay Dennis on Facebook. Yeah. Yeah. That's Ryan's workmate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
couldn't do what I do with that.
Let me
That's
give a
for sure.
shout out to Grey Dog, my
Who?
daughter.
Okay.
Grey Dog.
Yeah. Jermaine Dennis Jr., number
Yeah.
2, that plays back on the defense for us. That's his son.
Okay.
Okay. But everybody went Houston.
All right, you ready for the next game?
Yep.
Sure.
All right. 9-2 Temple at 9-2 Thomasville.
Woo!
And I was trying to, find some alike teams
Let me
that
see.
Temple's played, but there's really
Uh,
not.
I'm
Wait, They
when,
lost.
when they said they were playing Temple, I thought they were playing that new building down in Tallahassee. I was like, yeah.
Thank you, Casey.
Oh God.
I'm telling you.
Beautiful building, by the way. Beautiful building.
So Temple lost to
I'm
Heard
going
County
Thomasville.
31.
Thomas
Lost to
L.
who?
Heard
Heard.
County 31-14.
Have you heard about it?
Heard a little bit about it, not much, just a little bit.
Sam's going, why did I come up here? What am I doing? All these bad jokes.
I'm
I got the
taking
dogs.
Thomasville's on a roll.
Thomasville.
Thomasville, flat out.
Ryan?
Brian?
The dogs.
Not the Gugus.
Not the
Not the
Bulldogs. not Windermere Bulldogs with 2 G's.
Yeah, D-O-double-G.
Which they said they did that to
Snoop. Because of Snoop.
No,
D-O-double-G.
never mind.
All right, a real important one for us. 9-2 Roswell at 10-1 Langston.
Ooh, this is a good one, y'all. This is a 50-50.
I think
I'm
so
going
too.
Roswell.
This is your best pick right here. This is tough.
I think so too, and I'm gonna cheer for Sam's revenge here, and I'm gonna say Roswell.
Roswell.
Let's
What you think?
Langston.
Just to
Yeah.
rub it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we would get a shot at them next week if we
Oh,
were-
okay. Never mind. Roswell.
Yeah, and that's being played at
Roswell.
Langston Hughes.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you're going Roswell? Casey?
Roswell, yeah.
And remember, you guys said they favored Hughes by 1
By
point.
1, yeah.
Mhm.
Jamie, what you thinking?
I'm gonna go Langston.
Are you?
I am too.
I'm, go-
Langston.
I'm going Roswell.
3 Rosies and 2 Lanes.
Yeah.
What you got over there, Bryce?
What'd you pick?
I'm taking Roswell.
Okay.
You said you were taking Roswell.
Roswell.
too,
Yep.
right? Okay.
That's a great
Roswell.
game. He said Roswell. That's going to be a heck of a
Yeah, that'd be
game.
good
Yeah,
stuff.
it'll be a good game.
That one there is like, I love it when Coach Rogers says, "Hey guys, it's gonna come down to about a handful of plays.
Mhm.
Yep. Oh my
Either you
gosh.
gonna win them or not."
We normally only do 5. We've done 6 one time, but I've got one I'm just gonna throw in here and just see
Okay.
what
A
happens.
bonus game?
Yeah,
Okay.
if
A
we all
little bonus.
pick it, I'll just throw it out.
Okay.
But if it differs, we'll
A
leave
little
it.
bonus.
8-3 Woodward at 10-1 Sequoia.
Now,
Ooh.
Woodward's hosting that.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
because they were
Yeah.
they're
Sequoia's the 2.
Yeah, so Sequoia's going there. Although
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Woodward has they've just struggled.
Yeah, I'm
It's
going
just-
Sequoia. It'll be hard to chop them big boys
Mhm.
down.
Yeah, I'm going Sequoia too.
Sequoia.
Like I
Yeah,
just said, I think
Sequoia.
they can make it to the semis.
Yeah.
What's their mascot? Are they the Redwoods?
Redwoods.
Gotta be
Chiefs.
Tree.
The Chiefs.
The
It is
trees.
the Chiefs.
They're the
The
trees.
trees.
That
It's
makes
the
sense.
chefs. It's the chefs.
The chefs.
Chef Boyardee.
Googly
That's
moogly.
it. Making what Casey's muting everybody. They make a big old pot of gumbo and share it with all their fans.
With the
That's what
chefs.
mascot does. Okay, I think again.
I think they're the Chiefs,
They are.
and they like to
Yeah,
pass
they-
around the peace pipe.
well, not against. Never mind. Just stop. Not against Woodward. They're not. That's it. It'll get him. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see here what we got from our folks.
Oh, y'all ain't
The
finished
longer
picking, did
the
you?
longer we go into the night, the closer it gets to Pat McAfee.
Did we
every
all
time.
finish? Did we all?
Who?
Hey,
Us.
So you taking your shirt off? Is that what's going to happen here? No,
We got Sam. Trust me.
Now we'll leave that to Sam.
He's built a whole lot better than I am.
all right, are we gonna finish picking or what y'all gonna do?
I thought we were done.
I never heard anything from you.
Huh? Yeah, I picked
Who?
There-
News to me.
There's Al.
the
I was
Chiefs.
gonna say the Owls.
The Chiefs. Give me Pat
Okay.
Mahomes.
Who's
baby.
on first? I don't know. No,
All
he's
right,
on third.
Randy, who you taking?
Who?
What?
Who you taking that game?
Where?
I'm taking Sequoia.
Why?
Okay, Sam,
Sequoia.
Jason.
Sequoia.
Okay, well we'll throw it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's a
Pat
throwback.
Mahomes. You got to take him.
Just knowing that.
Hey, Jerome Bettis' son plays on the Woodward team. Somebody take him.
Well, just saying now, you're talking a Woodward team that against a 4 seed, Lovejoy, barely won last week. They won by 1
By the
point.
way,
And probably
Lovejoy
should've
barely
lost.
got in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Coach Lovejoy.
No,
It's
it
not.
was-
Yeah, it was Michael Lovejoy. He was playing them all by
himself.
himself.
By himself
I
and like
might
the
want to
one.
take that bet. I
And
might want to
still
take the bet.
almost beat them all. Had them down until they got a score at the end of the game. But yeah,
Mikel.
And while I got it too, you want to do a recruiting update real quick?
Lady
Yeah.
Jackets just beat South Cobb 19-0.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, and that's flag football.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Good.
Thank you,
good,
Emma.
good.
Thank you, Emma. Appreciate that.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. Awesome. Look at Chad Parkerson.
Hey,
Yeah.
Man,
First year.
please.
maybe
First-year
coach of the
coach.
year.
Have you ever watched the flag football stuff before?
No, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty intense, right?
It
is.
is. It's
It is.
fast, man. And there's no blocking. You run like a screen. It's like a basketball
Yeah,
screen.
you're doing screens and
And your center can be a receiver.
Yeah.
Oh,
probably your best receiver is your center because
Yeah.
that's your check down every time.
I never liked those like when it's not 7-on-7.
Mhm.
Like I hate when like you can throw to your center. Those are boring.
It's almost cheating.
Yeah.
But as long as everybody's cheating together at the same
If
way.
your center runs a
Yeah.
4-3.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
I was talking to Chad yesterday because we had to go to Garrison do a paper drop off, and we were just talking about flag football. I was telling him about what a great job they've done, and he said made the promise to the girls, and I promised them one thing: we will be competitive in everything we do, and they have been.
Yep.
They really have, and it just goes to show. But I'm gonna tell you, that game is so fun because it is just like football enough to where you're so interested in it, but different enough where you're not like you don't kind of get disengaged with it.
yeah.
You are totally into it because it changes so quickly, and you'll have possession change from player to player 3 or 4 times in one play.
Yeah, they lateral it
all the time.
over the
Hand off.
place.
I mean, it's just yeah.
Very
So-
cool.
It's pretty awesome now.
All right, recruiting update.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Recruits. All right. Shout out to Mr. Earl Brooks, Cam Brooks' daddy. He runs that mighty fine Facebook page over there. Talk that talk.
229. Talk that talk.
It just brings the community closer together. Don't
Oh
you
my
think?
gosh, it brings
Don't
something.
you think?
What's
It's
that?
great.
Look at
It's
Obadiah
great.
picking the games too.
I see him. Yeah, he's picking them up.
He's a big LH guy, Langston Hughes.
All
He's
right,
a Sequoia.
So last Friday, we had UCF offer a handful of guys all at one time.
Handful.
6 of us, truckload.
Yeah. Trey Pringle, Deuce Lawrence, Artem Corsigan, J.B. Watkins, Rodney Dunbar, and Deontavius Cooper. They all got offered from UCF.
Same day.
Central
Good deal.
Florida.
That's awesome.
The scout was also at the game, too.
Yeah, he was.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Good.
I talked to him during the game.
Yeah.
He had his phone out, and it was like a highlight show for every one of them dudes. That
Yeah,
He
they
had
all
offered-
had- Yeah, they all had.
I
good
mean,
nights.
Deuce made a huge run, and he was just shaking his head. And then, of course,
Yeah,
I heard you make a
touchdown.
comment about it. He's loving what he's seeing right now.
Yeah.
I remember that. And now Dunbar, he actually got his offer after
Yeah.
that game.
Okay.
Which is kind of interesting.
We have not said enough about Dunbar and how he has
No, you're
come on
right.
in the last 4 to 5 games.
Yep.
He found his stride,
Yep.
and he has made a huge impact on all our games.
Well,
Yep.
he's a mismatch. He's a problem trying to cover him. You're
Yeah.
talking a 6'4" guy. Now he needs some more biscuits. Somebody needs to get the guy some biscuits now. He
Well, he probably had some tonight at the buffet.
well, yeah, you're probably right.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if he's playing like he is now, he don't need nothing.
Well, you're right. You're right. As long as he keeps doing what he's
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah,
But
he's playing really good.
he's playing really, really well. That receiving core as a whole,
Yep.
Yeah.
very impressive.
Really
To
good.
me, it's
Double
the,
cover one of them.
it's the most dangerous receiving core that we've had.
Yeah.
I mean, and taking nothing away from Tyler and Adam and those guys, I think this core is deeper.
It just got
And they're
a lot
all
of hype
babies.
out there.
Yeah, a lot of height.
And they're
A
all
lot of height.
babies.
Yep.
You got
None of them are
Um,
seniors.
JB's a
isn't Rayburg a
sophomore.
senior?
Rayburg
Right.
is a
Oh,
senior.
Rayburg is a senior.
Yeah,
He's
a
our
Rayburg.
lone senior.
Yep.
Yeah.
The rest of them are underclassmen.
You know, JB's. I mean, he's a sophomore.
Tight ends a freshman.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
come on.
Amari Stevenson got an offer from Georgia Southern. Deuce
Lot
also had
more coming.
Deuce also
Yeah.
had an offer from Pitt.
Who?
Pitt,
Yeah.
Malachi, University of Pittsburgh.
Wait, who was got an
Deuce.
offer? Deuce. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, he could definitely play
And,
at that
uh,
level.
Yeah,
And then
Easy.
Jaden Rubo, didn't he win that Thomas County Athlete of the Year thing?
he sure did for the
Okay.
Thomas County Thomasville County, the YMCA Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah,
Which is awesome there.
Yep.
I thought a good shout out for
Yep.
him there.
Congratulations. And Paige Parkerson was the other one.
Okay.
From the county.
Yep.
In fact, we want to congratulate Gwen Harvey Thomas, who was inducted into the YMCA Hall of Fame. But our Hall of Fame inductees this past week, Gwen was one of them. And then you had, these two guys, they just won Super Bowls. I mean, big whoop.
Man, ain't no big.
Right. Yeah, Danny Copeland and Myron Guyton. And how cool has that thing been this year, Jamie? That's
Unbelievable.
It's been awesome.
Wish I would have got to talk to Gwen and
Well, Gwen doesn't
to
have a whole lot to
Myron,
say now because now Myron would have talked,
I
or Danny
got
too.
to talk to Myron, but Danny wouldn't talk to me. He said, "You let Myron go first."
And then he apologizes to me after the game. He sends me a text and said, "Send me Jamie's number because I want to apologize to him because
No.
I meant to talk to him." And I
No,
said,
no,
"Man,
no.
stop, just go
Yeah,
on."
yeah. He,
But you have had a chance to talk to
I
some of
have.
the real legends now
Mhm.
over this year.
it's been incredible to meet some of those that
Yeah.
that
Terry White.
that made it all happen.
Yep.
That we built the program off of.
Yep.
I mean, it was when it was struggling and we was trying to do the best we could.
Yep.
Along comes Terry White and kind of picks it up a little bit, and it's keep rising.
Yep.
And all those other sports too. I mean, all of them had a key.
Like Boo Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball, and then you had
All of them building blocks to all our
I think it's
sports.
been awesome too, because especially my favorite part is whenever we do them every week is like the videos you and the broadcasting department make of actually seeing it in real time. Me and Brian never got to see that.
Me neither.
So I mean, obviously we knew about Charlie Ward and Danny Copeland and
but
Burns and all that, but
I think it expands your perspective and your appreciation for all those guys that have come and girls that have come before you.
Well, I can tell you this. I want to make this comment.
Sure.
If there's any video out there of Charlie Ward Sr. playing football, they say that joker was, and I'm reading that book. I'm reading
by John Finkel.
By John Finkel.
That's a whole nother story, Sam. Never mind.
I would have loved to have watched him play football.
Well, I will tell you, whenever Risa and I were living in Tallahassee, when Charlie Jr. first got to Florida State and actually got to Tallahassee and was going to Tallahassee Community College, a lot of people forgot that. He had to get himself eligible.
That's
to
right.
be able to get into FSU. Florida A&M, their archivists found film of Coach Ward. And I was able to see some of that. And it was just, it was Junior.
It's just like watching him.
It looked just like him. And I'll never forget asking Coach Ward, though, and this was some years back. I said, okay, you've got a 4th down from the opposition's 15-yard line. You got to have a touchdown to win it. Who's quarterbacking, you or Junior? And he sat there for a second. And, Coach Ward's never at a loss for words.
No.
He sat there and kind of rubbed his chin. He said, we throwing or running? And I said, you pick. You pick the play. He said, we're running. I said, we're throwing, Junior. He said, but I'm a better runner. So, clearly.
I'd like to have seen it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you, Charlie could do
just about anything.
Junior.
Yeah.
He could. He was incredible to watch at practice. I got to play on the team with him. Didn't get to play much, but he was.
Oh, man.
He was incredible, man. We used to just sit there and talk about how he was going to win the Heisman.
In high school.
And dang if he didn't go do it.
Well, and the thing is about that story that's very interesting, and I don't know how far, and Obadiah is asking what time everybody's meeting outside the stadium. Okay, great question.
Yep.
From what I've been told, they're asking, the football parents are trying to get everybody there between 5:15 and 5:30 in the parking lots around the stadium with your horns. And while the teams walk in the field, they're going to bring the horns of Jericho up. Now, you can't take them in the stadium once the game starts, but before the game starts, you can take them in there with you. But trying to remember where I was headed. We were talking about Junior.
Yep.
Something to do with Coach Ward. I can't remember.
Well, let me ask you something. You think Coach Ward would have been the perfect player to play for a coach like Deion Sanders?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I know where I was going to say. The thing about the Junior story, and I don't know where you are in that book, the biggest question about him being recruited, when he went to Florida State, everybody said, well, Bobby Bowden's never played a black quarterback, so he's not going to play him at quarterback. Well, Bobby Bowden promised him, if you will have an opportunity to play at quarterback, but he was also the only coach that promised him the opportunity to play basketball too. Everybody else wanted him just exclusively football, and that sealed the deal.
How many times have you ever walked in a basketball game and seen Pat Kennedy sitting over there in one chair,
which was FSU's basketball coach back in the day,
and Bobby Bowden sitting there watching a basketball, making sure his quarterback didn't go nowhere?
You're right. You're right.
I mean, it was crazy.
But the interesting part of the Junior story, and we can it's almost 8:20, but he was ruining them as a scout team quarterback. They couldn't do anything with him.
Yep.
And I'm trying to remember what the name of the line coach was down there. But their offensive line coach, of course, Mark Richt was the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Wayne McDuffie. They went into a meeting, and Richt and McDuffie kept saying, Coach, this guy, your defense with Derek Brooks and all these, they can't do anything with him. But because of Charlie's skill set, Coach Bowden was running a pro-style offense. I mean, it was a pro-style offense. And what he was running against him was not. And he said, guys, we can't change what we're doing. And Wayne McDuffie got up on a table and cussed at Bobby Bowden. and said, "You're making a mistake," and I'm not going to use the French that he used. You're making a mistake by not giving this kid a shot. So Coach Bowden, and I mean the rest is history. They put him in to begin with, and they're making him be that square peg round hole thing, and he's running that pro style offense. And he threw like 8 interceptions in his first 2 games.
Yeah, it was crazy. He threw like 10 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, and Coach Rick told him, "You're 1 interception away from bench." And I think it was the Georgia Tech game where they were losing 21-7 going into the 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And Rick finally said, "Coach, can we just put him in the shotgun and just run what we ran in practice against the bounce it one?" And that's where it started.
And it was like Charlie was the point guard of the football team.
They called it the fast break offense. He would take the snap and roll out, and if something was there, he'd throw it, and if not, he'd take off. And
but now Charlie had one of the prettiest passes.
oh man, he could throw beautiful.
He could do.
But it was a matter of confidence, is what it was.
But Charlie could get you 10 yards, and you'd say, "How'd he do that?"
Yeah.
Or how,
Yeah.
It
He was
gets you,
a magician.
It's crazy.
Anyway.
Good stuff.
But
now Coach Ward played for Coach Gaither. Am
Jay
I right?
Gaither at FAMU.
And man, you talking about like a legend.
Yep. Jay Gaither said that Charlie Ward Sr. was the best football player he ever had. And you're talking a Hall of Fame, an NCAA Hall of Fame coach. If you're looking for something Christmas-wise, that book is called The Athlete by John Finkel. It's all about Charlie Ward. And but the backstory of Junior becoming Junior is awesome. Guys, it is 8:20. What are we doing? All right, so tomorrow night, dress warm. Dress warm.
And bring the juice.
Yeah.
Don't let it freeze.
That's right. They're saying that the low is tomorrow night in Rome is going to be 34. It should be in the 40s when we kick off, and probably high 30s by the time we get to the end of it. Dress warmly, and be safe and travel safe. Travel safe. What am I saying?
We're 2 degrees to the good. It ain't gonna freeze. We got 2 extra degrees to play with.
Yeah,
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say
Now,
that.
I'll have y'all know before we go. Guess where Randy wants to take us to eat tomorrow night?
Ain't no telling.
I don't know, but
If he says, "Now look at this," before he tells
Well,
us,
he
I'm
told
gonna
me,
lose it.
and I say verbatim, he says, "We're going to the Outhouse Steak Back."
I did. I said the outhouse steak back.
Now say that in English.
Which I'm.
You know, I think I'll just see y'all there.
Yeah, I'll stack out back.
He said, "The Outhouse Steak Back." I said, "Well, we'll talk about it."
Well, I'm telling you, boys, come about lunchtime or a little after, this old boy here is going to find a steak.
You know, well, I was going to tell you, Waffle House got them steak and eggs you can grab in
No,
the
sir,
morning.
I got to have a steak.
Okay.
Not a steak.
Let's talk about a steak. Okay. Sam, thanks for sitting in, bud.
Appreciate it.
Anytime. And
I like you coming, dude.
Thanks.
It's awesome, dude.
it sounds we got somebody here who knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, man, when we get off the rails, when I see you shaking your head, I'm like, we got to get up.
Yeah, we got to straighten up for Sam. And thanks to Casey Massey, we had all kinds of technical stuff go wrong here this afternoon. And that joker went out and pulled a bunch of wires and bubble gum and baling wire and made it work. But
This ain't nothing for him.
yeah, he's got it.
He's
But anyway, Bryce, thank you as always, Brian. And guys, if you're going to the game, bring your headsets with you. 88.5 inside the stadium. We will be on the radio inside. And of course, this game will not be available as far as the live stream is concerned from our side because it is a home game for Rome. They are an NFHS school. So if you want to watch it, you have to subscribe to the NFHS network. It's easy for me to say. But remember, after the game, cancel the subscription because it will roll over.
I hope you don't have to.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have to. You'll have to watch it for next week. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. Now, one thing too, when you do that, you have to search Rome's name
right,
and watch
not
it on
us.
their profile
That's
because
right.
we don't have one on there. So
That's
you have
right.
to search
That's
for
right.
them to find our game.
Now, you will be able to stream the audio. So if you go to WTUF's website, which is WTUFradio.com, there is a streaming link there. So wherever you are, if you want to listen to it, you can listen to it, and that's free. And, of course, it will be broadcast on 106.3 as well, so you can listen to it on your FM radio here locally. But anyway, you'll be able to listen to it for sure. And if you want to watch it, you're going to have to go find Rome on the NFHS network and then get yourself subscribed. All right, guys. So let's get on out of here. Jacket Nation, travel safe. We'll see you up at the stadium. Sam, again, thanks for sitting in.
Thank you.
And until tomorrow evening at, let's see, Tailgate Show 5:30. We'll be on live about 6:45 or so, kickoff at 7:30. Until then, go Jackets.